Well, I'm a little bit early this morning. That makes a change. So let's see what this lighting is like. Let me see. It's a lovely day. I'm going to start with the windows open. Morning, Tracy and Sean, if Sean's with you. Just going to dampen my sponge ready. Hi, Linda. Just going to leave that there. That's the stamp set I'm going to be using. Let me just dampen my chamois. There we go. I'm back. Morning, Carol. Morning, Jacqueline. So it's unlike me to be quite so early. But never mind. There we go. Let's get cracking. I do want a piece of grid paper though. So I hope everybody is well this lovely fine morning. It's Wednesday the 27th of May. And this is Jenny McCormack from Gemini Crafts coming to you today. Flying things. Hi Claire. Lovely to see everybody. I'm not normally quite on time as this. It's as I put my camera in, it started going live, so I thought I might as well just carry on. However, I do need to grab another piece of white card, so bear with me a second time. There we go. Right. Hi Claire. Hi Jeanette. Okay, so today I'm going to use this stamp set called Blossoms in Bloom. I did use it last week for a one sheet wonder, and I created 4 cards like this. So basically what I did is I took an A4 sheet of card, hi Jeanette, and stamped down the centre in 2 panels, and then I cut it into quarters. So 2 cards have already been sent, and these were the other 2. And I actually used an embossing folder to get that really soft watercolour effect. So this is stamped in Balmy Blue and some pretty peacock to go with it. So I thought what I would do this week is stamp the entire main image for you and show you some different ways that you can fill that in and colour it in. I've got 2 sets of colourways. One is the purples, Gorgeous Grape Highland Heather, and I've added an early espresso. And then my other ones, based on yesterday really, are Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Pear Pizzazz and Smoky Slate. Sorry, they are a bit in the sun there. So I'm just wondering what blind I need to bring down. That one. Just try that. There we go. Don't like to shut the sun out, but you need to be able to see what I'm doing. Well, hopefully you do. Okay, so this is Blossoms in Bloom. Features 1 large stamp with those big 5 flowers on. We have 2 smaller flowers, 3 different types of leaf, a middle for these little flowers, and this dot for the middle of those flowers. And then you have 2 of these tiny little flowers that you can use any way you like. So the sentiments are great. I think they're really stylish, says what it is, basically. I like the fact that they're capitals. So we've got happy birthday, as you can see, thinking of you, sure do miss you, hello, thank you, I like you a lot, and get well soon. So those are the sentiments. So what I'm going to do is I'm first of all going to stamp the large image with the Stamparatus. Now this stamp set comes out in the new catalogue, so new catalogues are going out to you ladies this week. So if you haven't received one before Friday, then let me know. If you're not sure if you're on my list, then by all means comment or just send me a message. So I'm just going to use some cut up pieces of Whisper White card, and let's see where to put this. So I place the stamp down, and I think what I'm going to do is bring that down a little bit, like so. So I've got a gap, and if you can see that, at the right hand side for my sentiment to go in. So I reckon that will work. Let me move these out of the way. So my positioning for this then is going to be just in this corner. Oh, there was a mark there from something else altogether. In there like that. I'm going to pop a magnet there and a magnet up here at the top. So that should fit in perfectly, which it does. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my purples to start with. So I'm going to use Highland Heather, and then I'm going to add a little bit more detail with the Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to pop this stamp set underneath, just so I've got a nice flat surface to work on. It's much easier. Hi Sugar, nice to see you. I seem to have got no comments again either. Either that or nobody's commented, one or the other. So I really do apologise if you're commenting and I'm not seeing anything. I have no idea why it's suddenly stopped commenting. I'll have to look into that. Yesterday I just thought everybody was asleep. So this is the lighter of the purples, and I've just inked that up here on the left hand side, and I'm just going to press that over. Oh, thank you Lynn, that worked. So the nice thing about using the Stamparatus for a big stamp like this is it's quite difficult. Although I have chunky hands, I have quite small hands, and it's quite difficult to hold the block and get it in position. So by using the Stamparatus, I can ink it up, press it down, and then if I've missed a little bit, so you can see here where I didn't ink it particularly well, I can go back in and ink it up. And if I hadn't used the Stamparatus, I would have just had to be very, very careful about re-stamping. And there's always that chance, isn't there, that you'll miss something. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's better. There's a tiny little bit there. So let's just do that petal. You can hear the birds chirping again this morning. Okay, so there's my basic design. What I'm now going to do is add a little bit more detail by taking the Gorgeous Grape ink, so the darker of the two purples, and I'm going to pick up some ink with my dauber. Just make sure it's working perfectly, and then all I'm going to do, let me put a piece of white card behind here and then you might see it a little bit better here on the left hand side. You see that okay? Is I'm going to add a bit more detail in the very centre of those flowers. Don't know if the camera's picking that up enough. So you could do just in one colour. You could also do this first time round, but I like to get the base layer down first. Hello, Carol. So good news for those of you in my Class in a Box club is all of the products arrived yesterday afternoon. So guess what I was doing all evening? Die cutting and preparing. But it's good because I didn't expect the parcel to be here till Thursday. That's what UPS originally said. So I'm ahead of the game now. Okay, so I've added some more detail there. And I'm just going to press that down. Now this could be a contrasting colour. It doesn't have to be a purple again. And I think I'm going to do something different with my pinks. So we'll see. So I don't know if you can see, there's a darker area now in the centre. It's quite a watercolour effect. It's not a very, not a crisp image. It's designed to look like it's been watercoloured. So what I'm going to do is just wipe that stamp clean with my chamois. Oops. Just thrown a doorbell across the floor somewhere. Is it that one? Yes. Okay, and now I'm going to remove that from here and just do some stamping separately. I'm actually going to use the mat from here because the mat is quite handy. Keep my magnets apart though. Put my separator's up there. Okay. So now I can add some infill details and my sentiment. And at this point you could obviously turn it round. You could have it that way on your finished card, whichever way you want. I'm going to go with it that way because it's the flowers seem to sort of point upwards at that point. So what have I got? I've got some centres, which is this dotty here, and I'm going to use Early Espresso for that. I'm just going to pop that on there, and I'm just going to pop it in the centre of each of those 5 flowers. Just checking it's got nice coverage, and it's not an exact fit. You're just going to pop it in. The angle changes in each of the flowers, so just make sure you're rotating that stamp around. Like so, and the last one there at the top. Sweet. Then I'm going to add some leaves and then some extra flowers. So for my leaves for this one, I've got good old Granny Apple Green. Now a note for any of you on storing your inks. So I store my inks in the Stampin' Up storage trays in my open bookcase. But what I've noticed is if I've prepared stuff for my Facebook Lives and I've left them here in the sun, my goodness, it does make a difference to how quickly they dry out. Normally I don't have an issue with ink pads drying unless I've used them extensively, but I have noticed if I've left them here ready for the morning and the sun's been on them, it really will dry them out quickly. So do make sure, and it's the same with your papers and your card, that you are keeping them out of direct sunlight. Okay, so here we've got this leaf, and it's got a little sort of line in it for the base of the leaf. So I'm just going to dot this around. Going to let it go off the edge. turn it around. Now obviously you can mask these off if you want a more exact leaf. It's almost a bit, and it's got its own sort of shading on it, as you can see, so it does all of that. It does it all for you, which we like so. There we go. And now I'm going to add a few of the little flowers, and I'm going to do those in Mango Melody, I think. Although I did think, I wonder if I might go pale pink. Oh, I can't decide. No, I'll stick with the mango. That's what I had planned. And so there's two of these flowers. They're quite interchangeable, so use whichever ones you like. And I'm just going to pop a few of the flowers in some of those gaps. So you can see I need to re-ink this one, because this should be really bright and vibrant, and it's quite pale. It's almost like So Saffron. I think I'm going to leave 3, so we've got a nice odd number going on there. And then I can add a little circular centre. I think I'm going to do Highland Heather for the centre. Hello Jane, lovely to see you. Yeah, just a very light one of those. And these are really useful for backgrounds. You can just stamp, you know, little dots and little circles. Oh, hi Marion. It is a lovely set. My postman. Like so. And I might add some of these tiny little flowers as well in the darker purple. Now what I should have done is stamp my sentiment first, because I was going to put a squarer sentiment in there, but now I'll put a long thin one instead. Hey ho. So this is one of those little flowers, and this is great for filling in gaps and covering up little smudges that do occasionally appear on our artwork. And this is a perfect one because it's slightly, you know, quirky. Right, let's not put one up there where my sentiment's going to go. There we go. I'm feeling the need for 2 more. Hello Molly. Lovely to see you. Sorry, I started a bit earlier today, Molly, just to catch you out. Okay, but don't worry, I'm going to do another one similar, so you'll see how we built it up. Pop those inks away. So there we have our basic card. So I've stamped the main image, which is this one here, and then I've stamped the little ones and the leaves around it. I could add some of these small leaves as well, but I think I'm happy with it as it is. So now I'm going to add a sentiment. So I was going to have Sure Do Miss You, but I think I'm going to have Happy Birthday instead. Or Get Well Soon. I'm going to have Happy Birthday, because I'm thinking that will fit nicely at the bottom there. So let me swap that one over. So remind me when I come to do the next one to leave some space for my sentiment and not put a flower in the way. Okay, can everybody see that all right? So thank you if you're joining me live, and also thank you if you're watching me on Catch Up. I think I'm going to put this in the middle because it is quite central to the whole card. happened? See what I mean? It's a really nice, crisp set of sentiments. There we go. So I'm just going to layer that up onto my card. I could add some Wink of Stella to give it some glitter, and I could also put it through an embossing folder to get this effect that I did the other day. And let me see what colour layers I've got. So I've picked out Gorgeous Grape and Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to layer them like so, just picking out each of those two main colours. So you could use a wet glue or your snail, whichever you prefer. Now the snails are retiring. I'm sure there's a pun in there somewhere. So I do have some stock of snails if anybody wants them, and then we will have our new adhesive coming out next week, which I'm really looking forward to. So this set, thank you Jane, this set also has some stunning dies to go with it. So I don't know if any of the demonstrators here have got those dies, but they are amazing. And my initial thought was, no, I don't need the dies. And now I've seen what people have done with it. So the dies have an outline image that cut out these flowers, but it also has a very fine outline like the poppy set that cut out a complete outline, and it's really, really effective. So there we go, there's my card. I am going to add a little bit on the inner, leave that there. So I'm just going to stamp some of these little flowers. I'm actually going to do them in the purples. Let's do them in Highland Heather. Put 3 in like that. Like so. You can see that okay. And then I'm going to add some middles in Mango Melody. So I've reversed the flower colours. So this is just the middles. And this is more solid, which is why this is coming out a deeper colour. Let's fill that in. I want to fill that in a little bit more. There we go. Like so. And then I think I need to add a few leaves. Hello Julie. Lovely to see you a lot online. I've got a feeling it's half term, isn't it, for those that are homeschooling? So welcome break. I know you're not getting away from the children, but a welcome break from homeschooling, I'm sure. Okay, so those are my 3 little flowers for my inside. Just going to add some leaves. Thank you for the thumbs up. One there. I'm just going to put a little one on the inside here, like so. There we go. So that's my inner. So there's my finished card front, and then this is going to go on the inside. Just add some snail again. It's half term. Is that a smiley face? Yeah, I thought it was, Julie. Bless you. It's hard to work with 2 young boys at home. For sure. Hello, Pauline. There we go. So there's our first card done. So I'm going to do the second card similar, but just completely change the colours. Okay, and there's my inside. They're very cute, those little flowers. Okay, so let's have a go at the other one. Right, let's change colour out then, and let's go for some pink. I'm doing pink and grey, which, if any of you know Michelle Last, that's some of her favourite colours. I think I must have been influenced by her. Okay, so I'm going to pop this back in, and I had it down in this corner. And let's put another one at the top. Oops. It doesn't have to be exactly straight, to be honest, because I might actually bring this one a little bit further down so that I've got more room for my sentiment. Oh, good, Jacqueline. Excellent. So Jacqueline is also doing a live this afternoon, and she's using this set. Hi, Moretta. There we go. So as demonstrators, we get to choose from a limited number of items from the new catalogue that we're allowed to pre-order so that we can have a play. And this was obviously one of the sets in the pre-order, which is why you'll see this one and about half a dozen other ones. And that's just one of the benefits of being a demonstrator, is you get to A, see the catalogues early, and B, you get to order. And it's just a great family, really. Creativity, fun, friendships. So if you love crafting, and in particular stamping, then do consider becoming a demonstrator. The discount is one of the benefits. You get 20%. Thank you, Carol. You get 20% discount from the start, and there's a really good joining offer coming up where you can choose a free bundle. Oh, that's pretty. When you join. So if that's of any interest, either contact your own demonstrator if you have one, and if not, feel free to contact me. Okay, so I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Rococo Rose is going to be my accent colour. So I might try, right, I'm going to stamp the sentiment first so I don't get carried away. Thank you, Carol. Let's move that one out of the way. And I've got grey, smoky slate. Yes, it is, Jacqueline, isn't it? Right, now I can use a slightly wider sentiment, which is what I want to, which is I sure do miss you, which is very apt these days. This one is probably for my mum. I do hope to go and see her very soon, if only to sit in the garden. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be dark enough. Yep, it will. So I've got space to have this a little bit higher up, like so. And I think I'm going to make my dots in smoky slate as well, like so. Let's bring this down a little bit. Is that all in your view, ladies? We're all ladies here at the moment. And let's add some leaves, and this time I'm going for Pear Pizzazz, so just a slightly more subtle. Although I do think, actually, I wonder if the grey leaves might look nice. I had this deliberation yesterday, didn't I, about adding some grey leaves, and I think, yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add these in. And if I've got 4, so I'm sticking with my odd numbers, going to have 5. I'm going to put this one up here and then add some little flowers. There we go. And I wonder if I might do you think it'd be too much if I did the flowers in grey with purple, with pink middles? Or do you think I need an accent colour? My original thought was Rococo Rose. Let me have a look and see what it stamps like. But I'm quite liking the two-tone. Let's have a look and see. Oh no, that works. I should have had faith in my choice, shouldn't I? I'm going to actually put one in the middle there. Oh, bless you, Jen. It is really nice. I've seen lots of lovely designs. I know Patty Bennett has some good colour examples on her blog. That's pattybennett.com. There we go. This looks a bit odd, doesn't it, here? I'm going to have to put extras. Here. There we go. And then I'm just going to add the middles in grey. Smoky slate. That's not the right middle, it's too big. It's a leaf. Thought it looked odd. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to add some of those dinky little flowers. Ah, yes. And put some of those in Rococo Rose. Two. And 3. There we go. So just those 2 colours with an accent of Rococo Rose. Yes, I'm going to have to buy the die cuts now. Definitely. Because you just can't... Oh no, I have got leaves. You can't... yeah, you can't explain it, you have to see it. So, let's layer this up, and I'll also do my inner. So, I picked out the same colours. So I've got Smoky Slate and Petal Pink. And I'm going to do that. I could use Rococo Rose. When I was looking at the layers, I couldn't find a layer of Rococo Rose, but I did have a layer of Smoky Slate. Oh, thank you, Jen. So whereabouts are you based, Jen? So I'm just going to use some snail here. Hi, Yuta. Yes, it is nice to be different, isn't it? I wasn't ever sure about Rococo Rose. That was one of my least favourite of those in colours. But in fact, I warmed to it, especially with the Petal Pink. It's a softer shade. Maybe it was because... that's okay, Yuta. I think when the ink pad first came, it was really inky and quite bright and in your face. Alright, thanks, Marianne. Oh, bless you. Jen, that's the sort of thing I do. Although usually I'm up to let the dog out, so I'm usually up at sort of 3 o'clock in the morning to let the dog out. Right, let's do the inner for that one. Thanks for stopping by, Marion, though. Lovely to see you. Let's do Rococo Rose. I'm going to reverse that round. How did I do that? So I took the little ones, thanks Jeanette, and reversed them. So let's do the same thing. Do that in grey with a Rococo Rose centre. Thanks Jeanette, really appreciate you joining us. Make sure that is clean. Oops, quite stamped that right, didn't I? Right, rather than try and get that right, I'm just going to turn it over and use the other side. Here. Just want to correct that little one there if I can. There we go. Did I put leaves on the other one? Yes, I did. So Rococo Rose for my middles this time. Yeah. Sometimes I just try and fit it in the middle, and then sometimes just turn it over. So just rotating this round to get a reasonable fit. Like so. I know, they're so nice, aren't they, Jen? And let's have some leaves in Rococo Rose as well. Why not? No, I'm going to have green leaves, I've decided. Although I didn't have any green there, did I? Green leaves it is. There we go. It needs one there and another one there. Stamped off. There we go. So there we have it. So I will photograph the colours that I've used for these if you want to use that again. So this is going to go on the inside like so, and obviously we can also decorate our envelopes as well, so we have no naked envelopes. There we go. There we have it. So there's our 2 cards from this morning. So bright bright and cheerful, and then a little bit more muted. There's those ones there. So the colours for this one were Rococo Rose, Petal Pink, Pear Pizzazz and Smoky Slate. And then for this one, it was these ones here, Mango Melody for the accent flowers, the two purples, Granny Apple Green and Early Espresso. So I will photograph those and put those in a post underneath so that you don't have to hunt through and find that information again. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks, Jen. I hope you get some sleep eventually. Get back to sleep at least. And if not, then there's plenty of Facebook Lives going on in the UK at this time. Inside flower. Oh, so the inside of that, I used a sponge dauber. And so on my Stamparatus here, cheers Linny, see you anon. All I did was ink up the purple ink and then daubed it in the centre of each of the flowers and then stamped it a second time. Okay, you could also do that on the original stamping, or you could, if you're careful, just go back in and add a little bit of detail afterwards. Or you could do what we did yesterday, which was use a blends pen to add more detail to the stamp, even though you've stamped the main image with ink. So thanks for joining me today, everybody. Fairly short and sweet, that's probably because I was on time. I will be back again tomorrow, that is Thursday at 3 p.m. So I look forward to seeing you then. If you're interested in my in colour sample pack, in joining my team or getting hold of a catalogue, if you're in the UK and haven't already got a demonstrator, then just message me after, or you can just comment. Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate you joining me. Stay safe, look after each other, look after yourselves, and do keep crafting. Thank you. Bye bye.